Hey there, welcome. Today, something new. I would like to draw something with you guys. And I thought about something simple. And the simplest thing I can imagine is drawing some abstract art digital painting. All we need for that is a mouse, a PC, and the free to use software Gimp Photoshop. There's also another program, I just want to mention it quickly, called Krita, which is even better for drawing, at least people say that. I'm used to GIMP, so this is why I would like to use GIMP today, and I feel like drawing. I want to do that. And so I just want to get started, I don't want to learn a new program right now. So that's the reason we're going to stick to GIMP for today, and that's going to be fine. We are painting something abstract. By the way, did I mention it already? I hope so. All we need is a mouse. We don't need a stylus or something. Also, it's gonna be very simple. Usually when I draw, please do not consider this as a tutorial. But if you wanna know how to make this, how to change the resolution quickly in GIMP, then you can just type in on the numpad what is the word in English? I don't know, but you see the sign, right? The multiply thing. Anyway, multiply it 2 times and then press enter, and then you have this resolution, and the same thing here. We go there and we type in multiply 2 and enter, and then we have, I think this is 4K, I'm not quite sure. It's good enough resolution, I would call it. This I learned from Blender, this kind of thinking with the multiply thing. Anyway, so abstract artwork. Let me just I have to go to the toilet, guys, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna pause here. Good, guys, so I'm ready. I apologize about that, but we start now. Yeah, usually when I draw, I always listen to music. I always do that, and I tried to do it today as well. I made my recording and I listened to music, but it kind of interferes. It's a little bit hard for me to think and to listen. It's a little bit weird, so I'm doing it without music for now. Maybe I change my mind on this later. Okay, we are actually ready. So again, very simple. I don't want to make too much, just a little bit of abstract. The good thing about abstract things is that you can do whatever you want. So there, first of all, for abstract stuff, I like colorful stuff. It's gonna be very easy, and this is just an easy way. This kind, I don't even know what's that called, gradient tool. Yeah, most of the names I don't know. I know how they look like and I use them, but I haven't learned it like in, so I sometimes end trying to figure out how those tools are called. Anyway, again, it's not a tutorial. So the easy way to make color here and there is just using this tool. We can also change it here, we can, yeah. It's not about that because we're gonna screw this up anyways. Yeah, you don't have to do it like that, but that's just, again, easy way. I would just like to, get rid of this again and create a new layer. Yeah, layer 1 is fine. And now we're gonna fill this guy again with that. We can also just create another layer. Just want to show you this. If you want to do it differently, it's also fine. We could also just, use a pencil, and then I'm gonna invert this. Just using some colors. Do I use some colors? I hope. Also, when I talk, and when I talk and do this stuff, then so this is the same way you can just use it, and if you like it, then it's already good. I wanted to say something. What was it? I don't know. Let me just interrupt quickly. I want to make a save file so that everything is nice and dandy. Okay, everything is saved in order, and now we can continue. Good. Yeah. yeah, so what I usually I don't talk while I draw drew, and sometimes my English is screwed up because well, yes, I still learn. I do pronunciation lessons every day. We're gonna just screw here around a little bit. It can happen that I don't even like it, so it can happen that I say what I don't like it. We can just I don't even know where this is going. Yeah, the problem is a little bit that when I do stuff like this, it kind of stresses me since I'm not used to that. It's the same thing when I did the Let's Plays. At first they were so stressful to me that it was really hard to think about the game or something, because my mind was always like, I hope I do a good job, and I used to Let's Play to learn English. So I was always very nervous about if I do say everything correctly. But luckily, that feeling has got a lot better meanwhile. So when I do now stuff, it's very not easy, but better. And the more often I do stuff like this, also for this new channel here, the better. The better it becomes, because I'm just simply gonna be hopefully calmer and relaxed. As soon as I start to not give a damn, then it's gonna be good. You hear some clicking noises. I hope you don't mind. There's nothing I can do about it. Clicking happens very often. Again, I'm using a mouse, but the good news is you are also gonna be able to just download the program and you can start doing something like that, because this is kind of relaxing and super easy, so everybody can do that. I don't think we're gonna finish it today, but we'll see. So when I did already another kind of drawing today, but this is already good. I like it. We can actually just use that. I'm gonna save here. I'm using I save a lot, and I'm using different layers. The only thing you should consider, if your PC is not that strong, you should maybe not use this kind of resolution, since if you use a lot of layers, this eventually slows your PC down for sure. So what I also like to use is kind of just changing some different colors here, and not really thinking about what I'm doing. That's why I'll listen to music. I just wanna do nonsense and don't think. As soon as I think, it's not fun anymore. Just talk a little bit of nonsense. Do I like that? Well, let's change the color again. Maybe we need something. See, this is something. The good thing about Gimp and the Photoshop stuff is that if you're stuck, you change here and there, sometimes the colors a little bit, and well, maybe you're gonna be happy or not. Okay, so we made a copy. I'll make a lot of copies. That's, I mean, why not using that kind of thing? I was always at first, I was always thinking about sorry, I have a lot of M's I know, about oil paintings. When I think of, I mean, I'm not, here's the thing, I'm not an artist. Maybe, at least not official. But when people talked about oil paintings, and you look at the oil paintings, you see, wow, that's really good. So you have to be an artist to do that. But my girlfriend says it's actually possible to. to also just oil painting, you can also overpaint it over and over again. So there is space for mistakes. And this reminds me a little bit on the layer thing here. Let's, you know, let's pump some stuff into the whole thing here. What do we have here? Like this. Yeah, this is something, you know, that's so funny. I use Gimp so often. Like, meanwhile, 2, maybe even 3 years. Meanwhile, not 3 years, I think. Meanwhile, and every time this happens, I have no idea on how to make this big, and I'm always too lazy to look it up. I'm just leaving it like that, and then this is how I have to deal with it now. That's, you know, I'm really, yeah. On the one hand, I figure stuff out, but yeah, you know, the fun thing is, look how you can make some planets just like that. Funny, huh? Can even make different. It's not the intention, just different kind of planet. Yeah, this has now a little bit of an. We're gonna destroy this anyways. You just need the colors here, but you know, this is how you can make easily planet looking like. And if you say, well, there's still not look like we can. Oh, this is new. I maybe there's a way to change this thing. I updated the GIMP, which I didn't in a while again. And then I have now, since a while, to always kind of go weirdly into the menus I want. I don't like it. I would like to have it like here and there. It's probably possible, but again, since I also started to learn Blender, I'm spending more time with Blender than in Gimp. But I'm using Gimp meanwhile a lot when it comes to texturing stuff in Blender, which I also, hey, this is not too bad actually. But let's destroy it. Yeah, like this and that. Yeah, why not? Wait, sometimes this, sometimes that. There is no rule to that. It's just, well, whatever we like, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah, I'm not even sure if this is called abstract painting. I mean, I think so. Or what do I know? Being a little bit humble, you know, when I'm talking privately, I say I say a lot of dumb stuff, I guess. But one of the things I say is, well, who the point is actually telling people what art is and what not, you know? I think, of course, if you are an artist and you learned that your whole life, then you kind of take pride in your whatever you're doing, you know? So you have a view on stuff and you would like to tell people what's the right way and what's the wrong. But honestly, my opinion is that, well, you know, everything what you create is art. Even the standard stuff in our normal life, you know? Like when you open a door, you should look at the door knot. They're sometimes so crazy that we don't see that anymore. But they all art. Everything, design is also art. Not just this thing. But here again, you know, who am I to tell you what's going on? This is just how I would talk privately, and I say this openly, which is also weird. Anyway, so okay. See, that's why I like to listen to music, because then I shut up. Always talking. I can, though I love talking, I like to talk. I can also listen, which is important. You should also be able to listen. Sometimes you have to force yourself to listen. It's also important. So what the heck is this going to be? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's going to be something. Yeah, let's destroy this thing here too. You know something? You see, although we destroyed it, we have a little bit of white here. That might be good for something or not. And right now it looks like a little bit of a landscape, but you know, it might change drastically. I never know. Happens very often. See? This thing over, and the undo button is, oh boy, undo button is great. Let's get rid of this thing here. Though I kind of like it, and I like the dark stuff. Yeah, and then you can sometimes you, especially when you, let me just say that when I, because it reminds me, when I first learned Gimp, I don't know, I got lost, sorry, this happens. I wanted to say something, I don't know what anymore. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna make a copy. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. But here and there. What the heck is he doing? I don't know. I tried to figure out what I wanted to say actually. I really forgot. Okay. Another copy. Yeah, the problem is here a little bit that although a little bit too nervous. In terms of, I think a little bit about recording, which is not good. I should really. Okay. But it helps me always to, since I'm a very anxious guy, which is okay because I'm also proud. Well, not proud. This is what do I mean? You do stuff although you're anxious. What's the word for that? Not proud. What's the, sorry guys, I bumped against the microphone. There's the word proud, and then there's the word brave, in terms of, you can kind of compensate that. But it always helps me. This I figured out. It took me a long time. It always helps me if as soon as I get anxious, as soon as I'm start to feel anxious and I cannot, focus my thoughts, I just tell the other person that I'm, experiencing that, and that reassures me, because if you have some panic attacks and so on, then the best thing to deal with it is telling people if you can. It's not always possible because some people are I don't want to say dumb, but ignorant maybe. So, and then you should make your decision if you should tell them or not. By the way, when I say dumb, I don't mean, I mean everybody who is an asshole is dumb in my opinion. But if you are not good at school or something, this is not really determined that you are dumb. Dumb is only like in the movie, dumb is who dumb, no. What's the word again? What's the word? Oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah, this is a good question. Oh boy, did I forget that one of the best films in the boom movies in the world? I guess so. Forrest Gump. Yeah. Okay, so what do we have here? Interesting thing. Let's change some colors here. Mm. Right now, if you wonder what I'm trying, it's just I try to see something, and as soon as this happens, as soon as I start to see something, it's gonna be better. So I still have the copy, so I'm just copying it. Sometimes I copy the change, whatever I changed, and then I go back, undo stuff, and then I paste it into that. But that can be crucial, because if you do something between, then the or you can mess up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So let's see. Yeah, landscape. This is what I wanted to say about Gimp. Gimp is a program you can really learn a lot of basics just by trying it, by trying some, you know, it's a very intuitive program in terms of you try and you see immediately what the impact, and you can kind of reconstruct it. You can kind of understand why, what's going on there, because it's also 2D. So I learned the GIMP, I learned just by using it. I rarely, very rarely looked up anything, which you probably say, yeah, we can see this, Lucas. But I just, what I try to say with that is that so you can, you know, just relax and paint something and get better every time you paint something. With GIMP, with Blender, there is no way that you can do that. The Blender is such a huge program that sometimes you need to see, you need somebody to make you aware of where stuff is, and then otherwise you cannot learn that. If you don't know where to look up certain stuff, how to make, that is almost impossible to learn just by doing it. So that's what is my experience. That might be wrong, but yeah. See, sometimes you kind of well, it's hard to say what you are going through. But a good thing is now we could technically make, like, could we? Yes, we could. We could make a little planet here and there, see? Just like that. And then with this planet, they would come more little planets. Because we have, the background is different, you know, this one here. We even have another. Oh, this is also good. I like this pretty much. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you work on something and you work on something. It turns out you should have stopped earlier. And sometimes not. This is, you know. It doesn't really matter. Oh, it does, Lucas. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So I do not know what am I going to do here. No, let's make a new layer and yeah. This one here. This one, if you squeeze this like this one, you can always make a kind of yeah, I don't even know how to say that in the English language. Like it looks like you can walk on this surface here, like you can make a nice surface. Okay, but I didn't want to actually draw on this. Do I like the color? No. Oh yeah, next thing I learned, something very important, because it just occurs to me. If you start with drawing and you don't never draw it before, you think you cannot do it, you can. Probably it's just only that you, if you give up, then it's not gonna work, but you have to keep working on something, even if you think this is not going to be something. If you try to not, well, if you try to give your fantasy enough space, it's always gonna be something. Maybe not the best thing in the world, but you're gonna get better and better. Sooner or later, you make some cool stuff, which I also still wait. I mean, Gimp is still, oh man. Gimp is still hard sometimes. Also, I mean, when I for me right now, but only because I feel again. I see. We have a copy file, yeah. I can just connect this guys here. This is what I don't like in Krita, that this kind of thing. I know in Krita you can, I used this program once, and you can actually, do you guys see this anyways? I should maybe, I think it's a little bit in a way, it's not the best logo, I guess. You can create every pencil you would like to have that, but it's a lot of work. What I really miss is this kind of thing, that this option is that they are available any time with every pencil I have. This is, I couldn't figure out on how to change this every time, just like that. Like there is always this window, and there is always the ability to change the, not this one, the aspect ratio, like that. I couldn't figure out how to make this in Krita. This made me crazy. That was why I gave up. I could do everything I wanted except that. And I tried to do it and I couldn't figure it out. Maybe meanwhile, I stopped doing it, because then I'm still also learning Blender, and so I thought it's not really necessary right now. But this is what really bothered me the most. It made me crazy, and this is just a little bit sad from my perspective, but because you can, you have to overcome this thing. But it made me really crazy. This one option, I can deal with a lot of stuff, but aspect ratio, to change it immediately every time without going into different menus, I just need that. This is what I want to have. Anyway, besides from that, it's, Krita is pretty good. I only tried it once, like really well, again, until to this point where I just gave up with this thing, because it makes you kind of crazy if you're looking for something you really love, a feature. But I really think it's could be, no. Saving here, let's see how late, I think a little bit more. This kind of smearing tool, I believe it's named or called, incredibly useful. You can see this. To me, it's just, I mean, it's, when it comes to stuff, what you see and I see are different. We look at stuff differently. Like when you, you know, when you were young, I mean, you can still do it, but chances are that you did this when you were young. You looked with a friend or brother or sister or whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend, into the skies, and you know, you looked at the clouds until they start to become. You saw some shapes, and it happens that sometimes people see different stuff. You know, if this happens, especially when you're not having a clear thing, then that just means that, you know, what people are seeing and stuff is different from where they are coming. You know, they have different backgrounds, their mindset is just different. Sometimes people see stuff you didn't think about. Can be, you know, first if you try to aim for something and somebody else sees instead of an beer and dog, which happened to me. I was a little bit offended. At the same time, I couldn't, because, you know, I was one of my knees, and there is no way you can be offended, because if you have good knees, they don't try to, you know, they are just honest because they are kids, and that's good. But in general, you cannot be offended like that. It's just, well, you know, you're not good enough, and I'm still also not good enough. I'm not good at drawing, you know, and for that I need to practice more. Some people are gifted, they have, like, the skill is already there, they don't have to practice much, they can just, you know, draw certain shapes and they have a good understanding. But some people, I will consider me to those people, they are capable to learn it, but you have to be consequent, and you have to have interest. Otherwise, yeah, you're not gonna learn it. The most important thing is that it's fun. If it's, at least for me, if it's not fun to do it, I couldn't do it. I would give up after a while. With everything I do, everything I learn has to be fun. If it's not fun, it's super hard for me to do it. And I think that is okay. There is also, I watched recently, like, a little bit psychology stuff on YouTube. Psychology stuff is always kind of, I don't know, it's weird. They described a little bit of HDIS people, which maybe I would fit into this category. I was never tested for that, but I could imagine that it could be true. I just think, even if, I think it's sad if people try just because some child is different. You know, if you start too quickly medicating your child or whatever, just because it has some problems to be focusing at school, you know, because it's a dreamer or something. In my opinion, that's horrible. There's nothing wrong with being a dreamer. I think people should understand that you, if it's not a big thing, you know, if it's not extremely hard, just a child who is maybe not paying attention because he's dreaming, imagining stuff, maybe this is going to be an artist, not just a normal, you know, not just somebody who's who wants to, I don't know, have a normal job in, you know, whatever normal means. So, but people are getting scared, especially parents, if a child is not doing well because distracted or something. They wanna, you know, they wanna do something about it. So this is, I understand probably, but all I'm saying is, it shouldn't, medicating people shouldn't, you know, not just if there must be a sufficient reason, like the person must be extraordinary or something, like behaving extremely disturbing. Just because you're not paying attention doesn't mean anything. It can also mean that you are having different problems you're coping with. So this is also sometimes, you know, have you ever tried to think about work-related stuff when you had a really bad day or something? I mean, you know, it could also be that maybe he doesn't like the teacher, or had some other problems, or family problems, and so on. There are so many reasons why somebody is not paying attention, you know. And then people start medicating the child very quickly. I mean, what the heck? Like, is this a good thing? Is this not possible that some people are good at this? You know, if you ask me. I apologize again. This really happens if I don't listen to music. But what we really should figure out is how to make people fit in society, whatever he's coming from. To fit, somebody is interested in art, you need to see that early and to support that. If somebody is interested in football or something, whatever it is, you should really try to push it into the interest, if it's possible, as good as you can. Hey, we are making something. Oh, the babbling actually helps me a little bit, because I can get lost in my nonsense, and then let's make a copy, and then I'm not thinking too much. That's good. That's the most important thing. Stuff like this, I believe, it's very, very important to just do it without, what the heck am I doing? Maybe not. No, let's look at the picture. It's something, I don't know what it is, but it's something. I'm sure somebody sees something in this and pays me 1 billion in 20 years, when the $1 billion or euro, in my case, 20 years, it's worth nothing. Yeah. Guys, so let's see this. I'm gonna stop here. Maybe I'm gonna pause the recording if I continue that. Then maybe forget about to say that. If there's a little break in those parts in the video, and I'm changing my mood or something, my swing. That could be that's just another day when I continue working on that. So, but let me just, you know, do one little thing. Yeah, I think this kind of thing. First thing, if you do something for the internet, it's a little bit scary. Although again, the Let's Plays kind of helped me already with that, so I'm not that scared. I think I was at first, I was taking it very serious, and I still kind of do, because you should kind of, you should at least try to be honest and so on. But when I first started, I was taking it so serious that it all, you couldn't, it was very scary. What people say and so on, but most of the people so far were very nice, actually. And I'm sure, when I look at my, again, I'm not sure if I mentioned that I learned actually English with those Let's Plays. I started to learn English from scratch, although I'm from Germany. You learn English at school. I didn't. I went to a different school for dummies. I'm allowed to say it because I went there, and I don't think they are dumb. I'm just saying it, but I don't really mean it. However, the point is I never learned English, and it always bothered me my whole life. It always bothered me. So And I wanted, to me, English was the language, you know, the games were mostly in English. Meanwhile, it's a little bit better with the language availability, especially in games. But anyway, so I started to learn English, and then soon I started to record some Let's Plays in English. And at first, it was very hard, a long time, because I learned well, but I learned slow, and it was long, very hard. I always was a little bit scared. Still sometimes kind of me, depending on the day. But this got better. But people were not really making fun of this. That was the weirdest part. I really expected that somebody would say something about my English. No one said anything, which is maybe a good thing, because I'm sure there were some people who thought like, dude, what the heck is this guy talking about? And because I'm a small channel, or still a small channel, people probably you would just be nice, you know. So I assume that you are not being treated that well if you are successful. And yeah, hey, this is not too bad, huh? I hope so. Anyway, point being is, I don't know what I tried to say. It was scary and it's getting better. This is what I said at the beginning, I guess. It's, I think I have to. Hey, this is really becoming something. I cannot believe that, actually. To me, at least, I hope so. You know, I don't know how you seeing that, but to me, it looks kind of cool, which makes me happy, because again, it reassures me. Yeah, I'm a fucking English guy. Sorry about the language. There's nothing I can do about it. I tried my whole life. I tried to get rid of that or something. It's not possible. I cannot do it. Some days are better. Some days are worse. It's a part of me. And it's okay, you know. It's not so bad. At least it makes me maybe more interesting. If it's, you know, annoying anyway, so there must be something good about that. But, you know, maybe it gets better. Nah, I don't know. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. But you know, you don't have to be like artificial nice or something. This is also, you know, just because when I say I'm anxious, I keep saying this when I mention it, doesn't mean that you know, you can still say whatever you want, as long as this is constructive criticism, or well-meant criticism, which is a thing. It happens. People would like to tell you something. I get this. Then you know, just tell me. I don't mind at all. And if it's just a stupid comment, I probably don't mind at all either, because if it's just stupid, that's just anyway, what? Yeah. One thing is good. You can talk endlessly here. Man, I don't like those stuff. Man, maybe this is what I should do. Maybe I should just create like abstract stuff, because that seemed to me the easiest. Sometimes I draw like figures and so on, and it's fun. I like it, but it's a little bit hard for my mind. There are people who are extremely good. You know, again, some people are very well when it comes to drawing characters, like you know, doing it in real. Although, no, that's for sure. Some people are incredibly good. It's like, man, I will probably never reach this kind of level. For that, I need to practice more than I live, I guess. But that's good. I mean, you know, that's why you should use your gifts if you are being extremely good at something. and also being honest about your stuff. This is my girlfriend actually brought me to art. When we came together, it's also almost 3 years ago. So anyway, I drew for her. You know, she's an artist actually, a real one, and before I ask, she's not into digital arts. So this is all things about this I learned myself. She likes it, and she keeps me motivated. I just want to mention that, you know. But everything I do is basically because of her. Everything art related, because no, I just drew something. I draw something for her, and she liked it, and so I thought, hey, that's cool. I mean, it was completely nonsense. It was like a kid would draw, like I think they're 5 years old or 6 years old who could do it better, and I'm not even kidding. But she said, like, yeah, and I believed her, that it's weird and good. She liked it in this honest way, you know. It's weird and good. And then I drew more for her, and then it was fun, and I kept drawing it. And then I also had to create some thumbnails for my Let's Plays, and I needed a program like, you know, Gimp, and then I drew some. I mean, the first drawings were on paper, and then, you know, because of the Let's Play channel, I started drawing, and with Gimp. And then I learned by doing those thumbnails for my channel, and from thumbnails, from Gimp to Blender, and so on. Yeah, that's my whole life story, if I keep saying that. Well, but it doesn't really matter. I also learned that you can repeat yourself over and over again, because people are not watching the whole stuff anyways, and there are always new people coming. So it really doesn't matter. Good. Let's burn this here with the burning tool. No. Do we like that? Well, maybe. Maybe we need to. Yeah. So anyway, my girlfriend is an artist, and what I like about her is, and you may think that I think a lot about then I think of artists very well. I don't. I never cared about artists, like, at all. I don't care. I always felt they are overrated. That's my honest opinion. I'm not trying to be mean, not trying to make somebody you know, feel bad or something for the profession. But here's the thing, you know, because of my girlfriend, she made me understand that there are some people like her who is a real artist. By that I mean they really believe in that. You know, she really likes what she's doing, and this is a thing I never saw in people. There are some people who just try to make money, or to you know, ego plays a huge role also for me. Ego plays a huge role for me, unfortunately, but I cannot deny this fact. But she does art because she loves it. This is her only reason, her only motivation, which is probably why she would never give up. She would always keep drawing art, which is different to me. If I would have people who tell me this is shit all the time, I would stop at some point, probably, I guess. But she would just continue because she loves it. That's the difference, and that changed my opinion, at least. Now I know there are some real artists, so that she did well. Yeah. Again, real artists are honest people. In my opinion, an artist can only be considered artist if he or she is living it. You know, that's what I think. Everything else is just, you know, ego and so on. Which, again, I think I said this often. I think I just like to show stuff. You know, it's also my girlfriend. I say I like to show stuff, what I do and so on. This is why I record Let's Plays and so on, if I'm honest. but at the same time I love it, so I like doing it. I like recording Let's Plays. I really love it. Maybe it's not that black and white as I think. Maybe I really like art. Well, I don't know. I like this one. I like a lot. That's for sure. I like that very, very much. It's so fun. A lot of fun to do that. And this is really, I think this is really good. I'm happy that I did not try to make something, I don't know, a figure or something, just really something abstract. It's extremely relaxing and motivating. I also apologize a little bit for my dumb babbling. It's always gonna be that way. So if you don't like that, then this is the wrong channel. That's for sure. Gonna change, but well, there is no but. That's always like that. Okay. Well, I think we are almost done, huh? Maybe. Do we need something? What could we need? We need to go to bed, I guess. That's what we need. I like to start with shapes. It helps me a lot to first I like to see the shape in black, and then I see, and then this is too dark a little bit. Yeah, I'm continuing working from here on. So I think I'm gonna reach the end of this day. I hope this is kind of interesting for someone. Also my babbling. Please don't be, I mean, it's the internet, somebody will be offended, I guess. If you are, just tell me why when I say stuff, you know. And I'm gonna read that. And if you like it, you are free to say that you liked it, but you don't have to. Also, you don't have to press the shitty like button. And I don't know. I mean, I this is a thing. I look at this. It's a thing for me. If people like it or not. And right now I'm talking about, because I'm talking about in general. You know, I'm recording videos since 3 years. I never really talked about this. I like it when people do that, but I never ask for that because I think it's meaningless. As soon as I ask for it, it's like asking for you know, for a compliment. That's like, it's worthless completely. I cannot, it doesn't give me anything. But if it comes out of the blue, that is great. That's the best thing. But that's not how YouTube works, obviously. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna reach the end. What I believe I'm gonna do is next time, you know, it looks like it becomes a tree, but maybe it becomes a person. Look at that. Let's make another layer here. Yeah. Yeah, about this stuff. Oh boy. What this is going to be, it's gonna be very interesting. Anyway, guys, okay. I'm a think 1 hour already. I really miss the music. I do miss the music. So I think maybe I'm gonna, what I could also do is, this one I want to finish with you guys, but if I do another one, maybe I'm just gonna record myself and then I, without talking, just, you know, Yeah, although sometimes it's just good to create something without recording, without because as soon as you record, you at least for me, it's not, you're not completely into whatever you are doing, and this is a precious feeling. So sometimes it's good to do that because I want to show my stuff, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna finish this next part, working a little bit of the tree here, and yeah, I do not know what we're gonna do. We'll see. Maybe some stars. Yeah. Anyway, good. Save again. Thanks for watching. This is part 1. Until the next part. Bye bye.